this is Scott Stevens from Blue Water Alchemy. Once again, we're honored to have Don behind the camera here, keeping things going. One of the questions as you begin to explore jumping into the Ormus experience is, which one is right for me? And we have a couple of different recipes for different purposes. You know, every salt has its own set of monoatomics locked up in the geometry of the salt crystal. The Dead Sea salt, which is rich in gold and magnesium orms, are the base of all of our ormuses. So you're assured to get that Dead Sea component in any ormus that you order from Blue Water Alchemy. This is the white light. It looks like white. Well, it is white. The four salts we have in here are Pacific, Dead Sea, North Atlantic Celtic salt, which is high in the platinum group metals, which work very well at the throat chakra. And then the fourth salt is from Bolivia or Peru, and it is a salt resulted from an ancient ocean that's been folded over in previous earth changes. This white light gives you a little more of a head high, and it is a sweet grounding experience, but because there is so much monoatomic gold and platinum in here, it does focus on the crown chakra, the third eye, and also the throat chakra. This is the 19.5 Ormus, and this is the Eye of Horus. It's really hard to distinguish the two of them by visual sight. We'll start with the Eye of Horus. It has 6 salts in it, and in fact, every salt that we use is in the Eye of Horus salt. The two of them that are not in the other salts are the Himalayan. That's the primary difference, is that Himalayan with all of its elements are available, provided they precipitate out before we stop at the pH swing. So there is Dead Sea, there is Pacific, there is Atlantic Celtic, there is a little bit of the Bolivian, there is the Himalayan salts inside the Eye of Horus Ormus, and it does have a different taste than the white light. The 19.5 is a special Ormus. There are 4 salts in this once again, the Dead Sea and the Pacific being the carriers, because those two salts provide such a fluffy Ormus. It gives us the precipitate. And then we add a Hawaiian Elias salt, and we add a Bolivian. We named it 19.5 for a very specific reason. If you look at 19.5 latitude north and south, those are hyperdimensional hotspots on the planet. So those salts, in particular the Hawaiian salt, pick up on that extra hyperdimensional energy, as the Hawaiian salt comes from, you know, those active Hawaiian volcanoes, and then the salt was dried and cured in some of those very, very mineral-rich volcanic seabeds. The other one comes from the Andes, and that is 19.5 degrees south. Again, sharing in that hyperdimensional hotspot. If you look at the sun, 19.5 and south, that's about where the sunspots begin. You look at Mars, that's where Olympus Mons, the largest volcano on the planet, is. You look at Jupiter, that's where the Great Red Spot is. So there's something special about that latitude 19.5, and we bring that to you in this particular Ormus. The Eye of Horus and the 19.5 are body highs. They're heart chakra highs that radiate out from that particular center. So if you're looking for more of a heart-based rather than a mental experience, one of those two salts is the way to go. As no doubt you've had your bottle sitting on the counter, and you'll notice that it separates. The top part of the in the Ormus is the water, and it is an oily water, and that's where a lot of the orms, or orbitally rearranged monoatomic elements, can be found. In what we call the fountain, in our last 7, 8, and 9 washings, we save that water because it is rich in those orms, but without the precipitate. And so when you check on or click on the fountain, that's what you're getting, is some of that rather salty water that is loaded with the orms that comes off the top of the Ormus. Something else that we have available is called Gaia's Garden. Now, Ormus is going to become well known as one of the gardener's best friends. Right now, for $60, and probably a little more next year as this gets going, you get 32 ounces of Gaia's Garden, and it is just Dead Sea and Pacific salt, almost in an even balance. And it is very potent. It comes almost all precipitate. It does not get washed as many times, so it is rather salty. And as you add it to your water fertilizer dispenser, again, you're ratioing it down to about a tablespoon or 2 per gallon of water. spread across the garden or across your flower beds or your lawn or your house plants. And when you do order that, we send out those measurements so you don't burn the plants, because it is rather potent. And it tends to be something you do just once a crop. And if you're kind of into virgin soil, you might dose just a little bit higher, and then in the second year you can ease back. But a little bit goes a very long ways. Again, and it comes in the 32-ounce bottles. If you've got any questions about the Ormus and those kind of experiences that you're looking for, all of them will give you that guidance to the interconnection. Begin to bring in those subtle realms into your being. And as those subtle energies show up, you look at the world in different eyes. You look at it from that observer's point of view, and that is so important as the human experience here on Earth is getting more intense. Let's just put it that way. If you have some other questions, go ahead and write us at bluewateralchemy@gmail.com, or stop by and the messages on the website. We can respond so other people can hear and read your questions, and also